Hello and welcome back. In this video I'm going to start a series on the Dick Smith System 80. I've got a couple of machines. This is the case of the machine that's working. It needs a little bit of a clean up. It's a little bit yellow. I'm not going to bother retro brighting though. And we got a chip off here off the case, so needs a little bit of a tidy up. The computer works fine. This one up the back here works fine. It's a standard, fairly unmodified machine by the look of it. This one here is not working. The garbage on the screen, CPU gets really hot, but it's got some good modifications. So yeah, let's take a closer look there. So here she is, System 80, third generation computer system. Dick Smith, designed for Australia. So yeah, she's a bit of a beast. There's the tape deck there. I haven't got the lid on properly there, so I've just got the screws out ready for a clean. But just to give you an idea of the size of this thing, here's the speaky, and the speaky is not a lot bigger than the keyboard on this monster. Here's Commodore 64. It's probably another quarter as wide as the Commodore 64 and twice as deep. So, and quite a bit taller. It's quite a tall machine. I mean, just the front of the case here, the keyboard here, comes to the top of the Commodore 64 there. So yeah, gives you an idea of the size of it. And here's the little brother, the Dick Smith Wizard, and you can see that the logo, the Dick Smith logo, affectionately known as the Dick Head in Australia and New Zealand, wasn't on this machine. It's a fairly plain sort of label. I'll just lift the bonnet on this and we have a quick look underneath, see what makes it tick. Keyboard here lifts away. It's just normally screwed down here, but there we have the Z80 processor up here. These look like some ROM chips here, RAM here, video display board over this side, so it's actually two separate boards. Cassette drive over this side here, and power supply up the back there. Here's another machine I've got. I bought this machine in non-working condition, and I'm just hoping that I could fix it up, but it's had some modifications. If you notice, have a look at these RAM chips. They've been piggybacked. There's 2 additional RAM chips on top of each RAM chip, each standard RAM chip, with these leads running between. I think this is a 32K upgrade. So that, you know, although this machine isn't working, it's actually displaying garbage on the screen, so I'm not 100% sure what's wrong with it. CPU gets really hot, so I'm not quite sure where the problem is there. There's been some modifications to this machine, and in particular this board off the side here, I haven't quite worked out exactly what this is for. This is the connection from the power supply. Tape drive's not installed on this one, but there's also something going on over here as well, leading out to a jack on the side. I haven't had a really good look at what they could be. Those mods. There's also something going on down here. There's 2 buttons under here, a blue and a yellow, momentary buttons. Not sure what that's all about. And a very interesting cable interconnect between the boards. The video board here, it's got 2 ribbons, and this one here is for the keyboard. Here's the crusty old keyboard for this one. Seen better days. It's got a different type of connector on it. Here's the lid for this one, as you can see, which is pretty beat down. This is not a happy camper. And there's some sort of mod here. I'm not sure if this is a factory install or not. Some sort of mod there. Heads out to a DIN. Maybe hooks up with this cable here, comes out. I think this is a mod to enable a second cassette drive, from what I can see, and that looks suspiciously like they mate up. Not 100% sure. Anyway, that's the it's quite yellowed, that one, but I'm not into retro brighting. I just tend to leave my machines as they are. The interesting thing about this machine is that it looks like whoever's owned it has been a power user as such, with the RAM upgrades and all the mods that have been done. And what came with the machine was these string floppy wafers, and I've not seen these before. It didn't come with a drive. Similar, it looks similar to the micro drive for the Spectrum, or for the ZX. Yeah, the ZX Spectrum had a micro drive, and the QL had built-in micro drives. That's what it reminds me of. And there's a whole bunch of these. Yeah, so in various states of disrepair. That one's got a loose bit of tape. Anyway, it's a whole lot of those. There's some cassettes, and with my other machine, the one that's in better condition, I don't think it's got the 32K RAM, so I probably won't be able to load something like this Asylum for the TRS-80 32K. So maybe I'll look at fixing this one here up, but yeah, a whole lot of other string floppy wafers there. Some dead ones. Yeah, quite interesting. And the other interesting thing is the Model 1 A&J micro drive. Model 1 software catalog. So I'm assuming this is, yeah, it's Sunnyvale, California. So I'm assuming this is a micro drive that was designed for the TRS-80. I haven't looked into it, but if anyone would care to comment, if they know anything about these drives, it would be appreciated. All A&J microdrive customers and TRS-80 owners. So there's a letter there from the president, Jim Howell, and a price list attached. 32K memory expansion for Model 1 takes your 16K keyboard to a total of 48. Yeah, interesting. Price list there. There's a end user price list. It's pricing the wafers, the drive. 5 wafers, 149. 5 wafers cost more than the drive. And an order form you could send off. I wonder if these guys are still in business. The manual actually states the differences between TRS-80 and System 80, and it says there are a number of small hardware differences between the Dick Smith System 80 computer and the Tandy TRS-80 Model 1 Level 2 computer that affects software compatibility. It is important to realize, however, that in general the hardware differences do not affect programs written in BASIC language, because in each machine the BASIC interpreter program built into the machine's ROM is designed to suit the machine's hardware. Many machine language programs are also unaffected, either because the differences are not relevant or because the programs call driver routines in the BASIC ROM to communicate with the hardware. The only programs that are affected are those which use their own driver routines, and the routines are designed to communicate specifically with the hardware of one machine or the other. So it sounds like as long as the software was programmed with certain programming languages, there should be good compatibility between the TRS-80 and the Dick Smith System 80. So that's the sort of first look at the Dick Smith System 80s that I've got. I decided to drag them out after a video I watched on Amigo's Retro Gaming. If you haven't seen that, the boys Aaron and The Brent, I'll put a link in the description down below, but you should hop over and check out their site. They just recently covered the Dick Smith System 80, covered a couple of games which look really good, so I'm quite keen to get one of these up and running. Well, no, that machine's up and running, but up and running with extended memory would be quite handy, so I might be able to do something with this here. Pull the memory out of here, transfer it. So yeah, I'll give this machine a clean up, test the tape deck, make sure everything's working. So keep an eye out for more videos on these machines, and yeah, thank you very much for watching.